Hello and welcome, everybody. So in this episode we're going to upgrade our steel mill. And the iron, if we can, as well. Or at least get started mill on that one. Alright. So this is once again MEchE 87. We have a few objectives. Like I said, we're going to upgrade steel mill and upgrade an iron mill. We want to start producing more. I'll probably get to this one too where we do copper. How many of those does it need? 40 a minute. It never hurt to have a little extra now, did it? Alright, we'll upgrade this pathway real quick here, because this is not moving fast enough, and honestly, we have these tier 3 technologies, we should put them to work. Alright. We have definitely come a long way from the days of some cheap infrastructure. But we're now trying to move up through that tier 4 marker. We really need to get that going. Yeah, running along tier 3 belt's not the easiest thing to do. Are those clipping? I gotta fix that. That's gonna annoy me. And honestly, the faster we could build these rotors, the better. Oh, we're out of steel. Let's go back and get some more. And we're going to be doing this inside here today, too. We're going to be upgrading this facility's conveyor systems to Mark III, so we got a lot of work ahead of us. Like I said, using the belt to self-propel yourself is an awesome idea. Oh, look at this. See here. So the limiting factor is still the copper wire, but we can only produce so much. So we've got 18 rotors this far. That's not bad. We've got the remainder of those now, so we could take those with us. Let's see, steel. I think, yeah, it's it's these containers here. Perfect. So steel mill, we're going to add So with our steel mill, we're definitely going to add a few things, primarily some more okay, so when we upgrade this lift, things are really going to take off. We got that lift and then this lift here, and now things are really going to get going. Now, I don't mind this backing up a bit. It's not a bad thing. This keeps our copper factory busy. So while it's doing so, now while that's working, let's start working on the problem with the steel mill. So we do need to get that resource over there over to here and start producing concrete with it. And we're going to want to do Mark II, that way we can get enough concrete to really hit the spot. But I think with this new iron mill, we're going to put it up a floor, by the way. We are going to go up one floor with it. This will allow for us to take advantage of a few things. You know what, honestly, I've been painting the same colors the whole time. Let's go with blue. Not here, though. Okay, so what is that original? No, that's not what we want. It's this one. Yeah, so like I said, we're going to build it up a level. We're going to turn zoom mode on. And so that means we have a lot of conveyor belt that needs upgrading, primarily that upgrading is going to be involved with our conveyor belts that lead into this section. So you can see, yeah, we got a lot of these coming in, but now it's coming in a lot slower, which is good. Which means this machine here should be operating 100%, which it is, which is giving us about 5 a minute. We're going to have the 100 that we need here pretty quick. And when we do, we're going to take a break from building and actually ship that stuff over. And the question now. So I do want this section too. I'll use this for storage or something. I just got to get out of the way. Okay. 1 meter flooring. And I'm going to save this spot right here for a staircase. We're going to put a stairwell right in here. This is perfect. Staircases are important. Not as efficient as ladders can be, but they're safer than ladders, that's for sure. Alright, let's go on upstairs. So we're pretty much going to wire this up the same way that we did the other floors. Where we'll wire up the machines. And then and then we can do other portions. So this part of the factory that we're building up here, let's talk about what we're going to use it for. These three are going to mostly be producing iron beams, and it's mostly going to be used for creating those concrete blocks that we need. Those what do they call them? Do I have any in inventory? I don't think I do. No, I don't. So but yeah, we're going to use those to create the new iron, new concrete, reinforced concrete, I believe it is. So I got my smelter here. I can just select this over here. I need iron frames. I need 30 of them. Oh, at least we don't have to worry about iron frames. I mean, we do have some in the container over here. We also got a bunch of them right here. Eventually they're going to get into this factory and it's going to clog up, and once that happens, then I'm going to have to reconnect this cargo container. But that's probably not going to happen until we actually start building, until we actually do our upgrade and retrofit of this facility, which is going to need to happen. Everything between here and the other plant, the steel mill, there's going to be a production facility that's going to be added in here. That's going to produce more rods and screws. Alright, so we are now going to, let's get this thing fixed real quick. Okay, now we're up here again. Perfect, so here, 5. Another foundry set, so 1, 2, 3. Steel ingot, and of course steel ingot. So we're going to lay this out, and then we'll go start upgrading the equipment that attaches to it. Okay, let's see here. We need the splitters. And let's start with the high-rise splitters first. That way we have the room for those. Okay. Yeah, we want the inputs to be just like that. Standard Tier 1 belts in. Mark III belts across. Okay. And now let's just get our lifter stations in here. We want this to look uniformal like everything else in our factory. Okay, there's that. And now let's get the splitters for the lower. So one of these, I think it's the coal, is going to go across the top this time. And the iron's going to come in from over here. Because one wraps this way and the other one wraps the other, comes through and comes the other way. So let's drop down and have a look. Yeah, so I'm going to have the iron pop out here and go up. And I'll have the coal pop out here and go up. Let's see if I can get those aligned right. So I'll put a hole there for the guy going on top, which is the coal. We're going to make it a Mark III right off the bat. And you know, we're going to let this feed in there right away. Well, that's just wonderful. So one thing I hate about Satisfactory is you can't tell us which direction you want it to go. At least not as far as I could tell. We want this to go up. So what we have to do in order to make that work is we actually have to build the conveyor belt out to here and bring it, and then bring it up. And this is a Mark III belt. And a Mark III lifter. Now, if I'm corrected right now, yep, they're gonna make it through, and that's it. That hasn't moved in a while. What's going on? Oh, it's just it's a 50. It takes time. Probably is what it is. Yeah, it just takes time. And guys, we have it. So we're gonna take our rotors, or not rotors, excuse me, our stators over, and we're gonna complete phase 2 of the space elevator contract. Because truth is, and don't run on that, Built. We want to get that space elevator contract so we can start working toward tier 5. So with that complete, we can now focus completely on tier 5. Which is great news for us. Oh, here's our space elevator. Okay, so it's not these that we need. We need automated wiring. That's just wonderful. So we are a machine shy of what we actually need. So we're going to have to pipe some cable over there too. That's wonderful. That's kind of good because we use quite a bit of wire. Quite a bit of both of those are being manufactured, and we can always upgrade that factory. Let's go find out what our limits are and what we need. And pretty much run it that one parallel to this, except that's kind of good. We have this floor space over here. It's kind of hilarious that I got that wrong. Normally I don't get these type of things wrong. Okay, so perfect. I've got an exit up there. That's great. So I'm going to put this machine right here. And we're going to tell it that we want automated wiring. So automated wiring is going to take 25. Takes 50 cable a minute and 2.5 rotors per minute, which we're producing more than that for the rotors, so not like it's a problem. Okay, we're just gonna drop these guys back in here. Because there really is no purpose for us having them in our inventory. Okay, and yes, we're gonna Mark III built it over, even though we're not having that many. At this point, our technology just says Mark III everything. Okay, so we're gonna put a hole in the floor right here. We're gonna drop a new cargo container in right over here to store this stuff because, well, we need to store that right off the get-go. Not that size either. 8. Some more steel tubes. Steel tubes are definitely not a problem in this game. We've got plenty of them. And like I said, this is probably all going to get rearranged in the future. And so let's get this onto the power grid. Just get that on there right away because truth is, it's going to be used pretty much right away. As soon as we get that copper wire in here, it's gonna really take off. So we're gonna run it along the side of this. Okay, where's it? There's 3. Okay. Here we go. We're just gonna have it shift right on over. Actually, it has to go in that one. Because this is a problem. Actually, it doesn't have to go in that one. We just redo this section of belt, so that's what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna have this do now is we're gonna have this belt right up like so. This belt will come up into the middle one. That's not gonna work, guys. So can I put one of these here? No, but I can do that, and that will work. Now, it is not going to take that very long at all to replenish. We did get very lucky here with the way things can be laid out for us. As long as they don't clip, I'm happy. Okay, let's come on out over here now. And now what we gotta do down here. So this whole belt is freaking wrong. Well, that just ticks me off. I can keep those in place. Just swap out the belt. So I really hate it when that happens. And the sad part is that we'll have to try this. It could be just this stupid thing again. Which it looks like it is because I see belt heading. Come on, behave. So, 3. Stupid thing. Stupid thing. So we need to make sure that we got all this what it's supposed to be. Our steel frames are now starting to really pile up there. That's good. Okay, let's have a look here. This guy's just starting to receive its first batches. It's going to give us 2.5 a minute, so it's going to take a while. That's perfect. We got some time to build our factory upstairs. That's great. Okay, so this is where our output is over here. Actually, these machines are a lot further forward than the other ones downstairs. This is a Mark III conveyor belt downstairs, so like I said, we'll just feed it right into the network. It's already ready to rock and roll that way. Okay, here we go. There's that. Okay, so let's get the belts in. Now we do want to start getting ready to upgrade all of these machines. We're going to start with the coal line, because it's got the furthest distance to travel. Okay, so now excess iron's going to run up there. And while this is working and doing its thing, we'll go up here and we're going to lay out the factory. So let's take a look and see what we're going to yield per minute here. So I think we're going to get 45, so 45, 135 total. Okay, and our steel capabilities. To build steel beam, we need 60 a minute, so 2 of these. Put our splitters in right here. It's 120 a minute, so a Mark II belt. And over here we need the mergers. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's get this guy wired up. We're not going to wire it into the power grid yet, but we are going to have it wired up. And then, of course, after we're done upgrading all the lines downstairs and we get that running full tilt, we need to have our concrete factory up and running before we could do that. So let's get that up and running first. Actually, no, let's not get that up and running first. Let's actually get the upgrade. I'd rather we be backed up on steel. Yeah, I'd rather it be backed up on steel than anything else, so we're gonna need more steel, so let's go grab another 3 stacks of steel. They are producing quite enough of this now, so that's not too bad. Let's just make it 4. And let's begin this upgrade. So the first parts that get upgraded are going to be the main lines themselves. Okay, that's this part here. Now, we notice this with the coal power plant. And we see it happening again here. This is a glitch the game has, where when you upgrade from Tier 2 to Tier 3, you have to replace the entire conveyor line. This is a rather long line. But once that new once the new I wouldn't say power plant, what's it called, the new miner, Mark II miner goes online down there, we're gonna need this line to be fully upgraded to maintain and we're gonna climb this before we upgrade it. Yes, we are. Yeah, Mark III line is definitely going to be a lot faster. It's going to produce a lot more materials. Mark III is definitely going to make us a lot more money, or make a lot more steel, because we need that for our progression. So, and this is actually a good thing to be handling while our factory is doing its best to build those advanced motors or whatever they are. So now we're back at the power station. Okay, we have upgraded the line. Now we need to go back up, we need to go upstairs here and get the materials we need to upgrade the miner. Now in our live episode, last live episode actually, because now this is the second one, we added the last tier of this power plant to the system, which we are and should be producing out of our power facilities now by this point 2400 megawatt, which we are, which is perfect. So producing 2400, we're only using 990 of that, so only about 35-40%. Okay, so we need another portable miner. And of course we have a lot of junk in our inventory. We need to go empty that real quick. Let's go empty that into here. Let's see, let's get rid of this. This can go. Flower petals can go, that can go. Alright, so that should do well for now. Going to have our basher out because I did hear a hog back there. Now we need 10 of the concrete beams, I believe it is. Encased industrial beam. Okay, that's what they call it. Very soon we're going to automate this too. That way we're not having to sit here making these things for... And actually, let's make 20 of them because we're going to need 20 in total. Let me upgrade the iron side. Okay, there we go. And we might as well, since we've got the capability, produce our portable miner. So we need 2 of them to run. It requires 2 to run the Mark II miner. Why is it they insist on putting keys like that right next to one another? Alright, so here we go. Right by Mark 1. So we're going to have this gap in the coal. Until it starts digging in again. Okay, so somewhere around here there's a Mark II belt. We're going to have to find it. There's a culprit. It won't be hard to find because it's going to be somewhere up in here. Don't think it's the processing. Great, this hog is here. You can see it tells you what belt it's on just by looking at it. And it could just be that it's full. Yeah, it's full. That's what it is. Perfect. So, all right, let's get started on this iron. So we're going to do the same thing with the iron that we just did with the coal. Okay, we start at the back here. That's a Mark III belt. That's a Mark III. That's now Mark III. Mark III, Mark III. Mark 3, Mark 3, Mark 3, Mark 3, Mark 3 lifter. Okay, so now we're going to go over here to grab our miner, which is a 7. E. Okay, so let's get to work on the concrete facility now. And we're gonna build this up here on our steel factory. Actually, yeah, probably should build this up here on the steel factory. So let's have a look. Actually, no, let's not build this over here. Build that over here. Let's build that over there. So these guys are going to be producing that. It's going to give me 15 a minute, so that's 30. And we have already got a concrete line, so we don't have to worry too much about that over there. So let's go take a look and see how much concrete we got over there. Actually, we'll check that in a minute. Let's worry about the production facility first. So we got our assembler here. The assembler is going to take in to make the encased beam 30 concrete and 24 steel beam. 24, 48, 72. So 48, 72. Concrete will come in from above. Okay, so let's... No, I don't want the 4 meter, I want this one. We'll have 2 of these in line. This will be a merged side. Mark 3 belt to carry through. Straight into cargo. So how much concrete do we need? 90 a minute. What are you doing in my factory, dude? How did you get in here? Alright, so let's go. Now we've got that up and running. That pretty much set. Let's make sure we get it wired in for the steel. Let's get the steel and concrete lines up and running. That way we know where they need to be. Run the power along the back. It's probably easier. Okay, 1, 2, okay. Put this guy right here as our hub. Lines up with that guy, okay. So this whole floor is now powered. Now we need to get the steel line hooked up and the concrete line. And we're going to put the concrete line up. Since concrete line will be up higher since it's coming from across the gorge. Okay, so and I think, yeah, we'll manufacture the concrete over there. It should take 6 of those. Okay, so here we go. 2, 3. We'll have our exit there. Exit. Entrance here. Exit there. That one's in the wrong place. Mark 3 conveyor belts between these two. Well, that's not in the right place, but it's close enough. Nobody's gonna care. Alright, so now we've got this steel line set up. Now we need our merge sets over here. Once this is done, this is really going to set us up. It should set us up nicely for our expansion. Okay, so now let's go get the concrete factory up and running. Now, hopefully this is a pure node. And that means we'll have some excess concrete, which is not a problem. And put the concrete pad here. This is a normal node, so we'll get 120. And we only need 90 over this. That's not too bad. This is actually perfect for us. Six, snap to grid. So we don't have enough iron plate to continue. We need to go retrieve some more from the facility. I know our lower container's out, so our upper container it is, which surprisingly enough, we don't have to if we're careful here. Perfect. We don't have to go all the way downstairs and then back up to get to it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a platform now from this to there. From this building to right here where this archway comes up. I mean, we are now at a point where this type of thing would be normal. Okay, so now we want the ladder. Okay, there we go. Can I get up there with that? Perfect, I can. Okay. So steel beam, so these encased concrete beams are going to really help ramp up our production speed for things. Okay, so for instance, and I know right off the bat, since we're going to be putting a Mark II miner in here, we're going to get 120. So let's take a look and see how much we're going to need here. Let's drop one constructor here, just probably not going to be permanent placement. Concrete, you need 45 in a minute, so 45.90, 135 again, so this mine's only going to supply us, because it's a normal, with 3. So we need to go get the necessary materials to build the Mark II. So let's actually queue that up in our what's it called here? So it's production. We need one of those. So we can go and get the materials we need. We need encased industrial beams, which we don't have any of right now in stock. So we could build the encased industrial beams right here. And we only have enough materials to build 2, so we need to get some more concrete. That's what this factory is aiming to resolve. Is the need for building the encased industrial beams by hand. And that's really what this game's all about, guys, is just automating your systems. Let's see, we could probably build a lot more now. We only need 10. This will be the last 10, hopefully we build by hand. Okay. So we're going to put up... put a workbench over here. Because we need an equipment workshop. We need a portable miner, which will now give us the 2 that we need to build the miner. Forgot to pick up the frames. In fact, how is that doing over here? Has that... it has almost made it back into this factory. leave the versatile framework in there for now, because we don't really need it. And we are going to have to check on these advanced stators or whatever they are. So we're going to have it enter here. And no, we want a splitter. Yes, we want to enter just like that. Exit like so. Mark III conveyor belts all the way. With the exception of what goes into the machines, of course. And of course, like a fool, these are backwards. Okay, let's get these all hooked in. Okay, this side, the back end now. We want the mergers. And yes, we want the exit pointing this direction. Let's start zooping away here. This is where it will enter the floor. Perfect. We're going to complete this over to here. That way it looks like it's a, what's it called? It's structurally integral, so that's perfect. Alright, so let's get these guys connected, start getting this belted up. Configure these for concrete. Mark III belt. I will say this valley may be really difficult to build a nice factory in. But man, the resources are worth the risk. Not gonna complain about that, hands down. Mark III conveyor to carry everything up. We will drop a ladder in here so that we can get up. Let's make sure that's right. It is. So we're going to power this factory. Yes, this one that we just built. Using the steel expansion 2. That way when we power this entire facility up, all of these machines power up together. Alright, there we go. Okay, perfect. Let's get this all piped up. Okay, we're going to bring this to here. Once again, foiled by the stupid conveyor belt. That's not a problem, we'll just put it, we don't want it. Okay, so now this is all... Wait a second. Going the wrong way! Let's have a look here. You know, I don't know why it does this, man. Because we can't turn this on until this is perfect and ready to rock. We've got everything running to this guy, and then we had that one trying to run out. And actually, I am going to remove these two. Okay, coming to the end now. I'm looking forward to actually having this production line up and running. This is going to make it a lot simpler. So that's going in. That's what we want. Okay, so stupid thing. Alright, here we go. We can get rid of this post. Don't need it. And we're all connected. So now the honors are mine of powering up this facility. How much are we adding to the grid with this? Let's have a look before we do anything. 125 megawatts, so it's not a whole lot, but it could be a lot worse. So these factors are going to kick in right away. Of course, we're going to be waiting for concrete for a little bit. But it is a Mark III belt, so it should be relatively quickly. It should be coming over here. Let's have a look here. Can we see what's going on over there? So the miners should be producing now. Let's run over there. We may have forgotten to connect the miner to the belting system, which... Yep, we are idiots. I should say, I'm an idiot today, because I forgot the most simplistic of things. That's not what I wanted to delete, so we need to put that back now. Okay. Start pumping it in, boys. So our first concrete batches are now making their way up to the steel mill, where they'll be making the industrial concrete beams. Encased industrial concrete beam, I think it is. Concrete. Is that what it is called? Yeah, encased industrial beams. So these guys require 30 concrete a minute, so we will be producing 120 down there. Eventually these machines will fill up and we'll start having it really start to ramp up production. And we see it right now. This guy here is building our first. Encased industrial beam. And we're just going to let this go to work. So let's go downstairs and have a look and see if we have the materials to make the milestone. Or not the milestone, I mean the phase 2 for the space elevator now. We should be pretty close, if not there by now. Yep, we are there. Well, we need to run those over. We'll have to dump the coal. Didn't mean to fall all the way to the ground, but eh. Alright, let's get on over there and dump these into the space elevator and send that guy on its way up. We have expanded our steel factory now. So, I don't remember how the heck did I get to that menu. It's not map. Let's get over there. Seal this guy up. 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Wow, 2,500. Is that what I think it is? 2,500 versatile frameworks. You need modular engines and adaptive control units. So we don't have the technology to build any of those yet, but I take it in the next 2 tiers we're going to get that. So now our primary focus is going to begin converting over toward trying to get these milestones. We've only got 2 more to worry about. And, you know, we do have the resources, I think, to do that. It's not a problem. How many of those steel frames are we producing a minute? We only need 2.5 over at the other factory, so if we're producing more than 5, we could split it now. This one that produces it? It is. 2 a minute. Yeah, so that's why we need the iron expansion, which is the next thing that's going to happen that will allow for us to get these upgrades that we're looking for. Perfect. What's that? I really need to go pick up that tractor. Let's pick that up and bring it back here, and then see what's happening next. Okay, we're gonna need to be ready to fight here. More than one. Come on. Come on. Let's go pick up that tractor and bring it back here. Ow. Yeah, we dropped into the gas field. If we can get to the tractor, we're just gonna ignore those spiders. Yeah, so we are piping everything up where we need it to be. It's perfect. Okay, so the steel mill, this is done. So now our biggest and only objective left, I didn't realize I misspelled that the entire time I was here, upgrades. Upgrade the iron mill. So that's our next objective. And I think honestly, if I take a look at my recording time here, what am I at? About an hour and 35 minutes. It's not too bad for this recording. But we're probably going to want to call it here. Try to keep these episodes more toward the shorter end of things. I'm going to park the tractor here. Actually, that's a bad spot for it. So I'm going to lay out this a foundation for this expansion. And then we'll be calling it an episode. Need concrete, or out of concrete. Yes, guys, we do produce quite a bit of that, but still, gotta go pick it up. And we put it all into the toward the milestone upgrade, which now we could focus on, which is why the steel mill is going to get upgraded, so that we could produce more materials, the materials required for the upgrade that we need to do. We'll stop by here and we'll drop the concrete off. Because we are not building enough versatile frames to really supply our demand. Let's just come all the way out here, that way we can get up there with ease. Okay, perfect. Let's zoom out to here, zoom this back. Okay. Actually, we will go that high. Yeah, this is our iron expansion, which we know for a fact we're gonna need. Let me just stop it there for now, because that's gonna be the new edge of the facility. We have definitely come a long way from our humble beginnings to where we are now. Okay. This is probably going to be more than enough space to do what we need to do. Okay. So this will be our lifter station if we're going more than one floor, like we are there. Now we know for a fact that We're going to have a floor here. And since this does go all the way up, actually we can't now because we did seal it off. This is going to add quite a bit of materials to our facility, so let's keep going up. And quite a deal of production, excuse me. Let's grab 4. And let's go grab some more concrete while we're at it. That way we have more than enough to handle our need. Now the idea of what we're doing here, with it being as big as this should give us enough room for expansions of the future. And now we're in this dark room. Okay, so there's another floor here. Another floor here, okay. So what I'm thinking about doing is this corner here. We'll put another staircase. We're going to need another staircase there. Okay. And there it is. We've now got all the flooring in here. Now let's get the staircases in. And that's why we put it in this corner. It's out of the way. Okay, and there it is. Perfect. Once we're done with this staircase, this will be the episode's closure for the day. Alright. And that should be it, guys. We have this nice big old platform which we're going to upgrade our iron mill with on the next episode. We now have a production of... We've doubled our input for iron pretty much, or almost doubled I should say. And we have put in the lines to upgrade or to complete the phase 2 of the space elevator. So we've actually achieved quite a lot in this episode. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. If you want to see more content from me, please subscribe. And